Welcome to this deeper look at the Ignite API product management platform. Previously, we built a lifecycle API product to support a health and wellness option on a life insurance policy, using a combination of existing API building blocks, a public Fitbit API, and creating a new reusable API to allow rebate payments when the customer meets the activity targets. So let's go a little bit deeper and see how this works from an information architect's perspective. Now, I own the common enterprise model, and I want to ensure that it's being used by projects, that it's consistent, and that it's governed. So the lifecycle product has been successfully market tested and is now being rolled out in both the US and the UK. However, the payment API was built for the US payment system, and the UK domain needs some different fields. With Ignite, it's very simple to make a domain-specific version of the payment API, as we previously saw using the US payment object. The project team started by taking an accelerator to use the new payment API from the model. But this simple approach is only possible because of the deep and rich model that Ignite maintains, linked to the business glossaries and the capability model. Using the organizer modeling component, both the enterprise and individual domains can manage their own models linked by context maps based on business terminology. The model elements contain detailed information on types and constraints, relationship to other objects, and of course links through to business terminology and glossaries. Now, this sophisticated modeling capability allows an organization to choose how they wish to govern their models. So when extending the payment for the UK domain, one approach is for the domain modeler responsible to start by taking a copy of the original payment item and then make the necessary changes. Ignite automatically maintains the lineage between the two variations as a context map, so that when the new variation is published as part of the UK domain model, it can be used by an agile team in just the same way as the original. But many organizations find this centralized approach too constraining, with information architects quickly becoming bottlenecks, unable to respond quick enough to an agile team's needs. Instead, they allow agile teams to be able to freely take and extend model objects themselves for use within their API. But how do they avoid creating the wild, wild west and ensure consistency and governance? Well, firstly, these extensions are tracked by Ignite, and so we can report on them and they can be reviewed. The API completion guides can allow an extension to be used and built during build and test, but require the review to be completed before the API is ready for production. On the other hand, they can allow the API into production, and the domain reviewer can then take a new variation and include it in the new version of the UK domain model. But whatever approach is used, the model is easily governed, reviewed and managed, ensuring the API products are easily built and maintained from the set of consistent building blocks. Now, this gives me great visibility and governance over how people are using and extending my model. The context maps allow a true data lineage across the domains, so that when the business owner is looking for a consolidated report of the rebate payments from the lifestyle product usage, I can identify all domain variations for a truly global perspective. Now, with Ignite, the use of the common model is implicit throughout the process. This not only ensures usage and governance, but actually speeds up innovation. So, for example, in the future, the enterprise may decide to introduce a single global payment system as part of IT modernization. I can use the model and its context maps to report on what exactly we do when it comes to payments in all the different domains. So I can provide the teams evaluating offerings with an accurate set of requirements rather than leaving them to have to guess, which is not only quicker, but it does minimize the risk of discovering gaps only when they roll out to a new region. Thank you for your time. I hope this has provided a little more detail and answered some of your questions. Please either book a demonstration or explore some of the other Going Deeper videos.